Rejection hurts like a mother fudger, especially if it happens when you thought you were going on to something special. And I get it, it's so hard to not take it personally or to even feel slightly insulted. Sometimes you don't have to respond to rejection, but in some situations you should, because it can work out in your favour, because who knows? Someone could come back around to you or even set you up with their friends when they see how sweet and humble you were when you dealt with the rejection. So stay tuned to find out how to respond to rejection messages. My name is Anna, welcome to the video. Don't respond at all. Pretty easy. Sometimes you don't actually have to say anything. If you were rejected over text message and you guys haven't really spent much time together, then you really are not obliged to reply. The other person probably isn't expecting you to reply anyway, so just don't force it. If you feel really hurt about the rejection, you can just simply delete the message, block the person, and move on and heal. Otherwise, replying opens up that communication line and they may keep replying back to you. And obviously, if the woman was pretty rude to you with how she actually rejected you, she doesn't even deserve a reply. Thank her for her time. This is a really sweet and humble way of replying. You literally just say, okay, I understand, and I thank you for your time and the time that we spent together. And thanking her is you being honest and telling her that you still appreciate her and that she is a lovely person and you wish her all the best. It's a polite message that lets her remember you as a nice, kind person because, like I said at the start, you never know if you guys will cross paths again down the line. Plus, you never know how small the world is. What if her friend swipes you on a social media app only to be told that, well, he handled the rejection like a complete jerk, don't go on a date with him? Let's get a little bit juicy. You can ask them why they even rejected you. Now, did you know you can also do this when you were turned down for a job role? A lot of people don't do it. You are allowed to ask someone what you were lacking with. It doesn't always guarantee that you will get an honest and clear answer, but if you are humble when you ask, hopefully she can be honest. It could just be a bit of advice that you need to adopt, which will help you to find a better relationship. Now, you will always learn something about yourself from a relationship, no matter if it was a short-term or a long-term thing. Remember that sometimes you could be rejected because you are too nice. The lady realized that she's not ready to date, or she needs to work on herself, or an ex got back in touch. Just because you are rejected isn't a projection that you are in the wrong. Whatever you do not get angry. I see it so many times. A guy gets turned down by a lady and his response is to be spiteful, call her names and get angry and just be very rude. It's awkward, it's cringy and very immature. Just because she turned you down doesn't mean that she's a bad person. Things just didn't work out for whatever reason. Don't make her out to be evil or a bad person, and please do not lash out with the rude comments to make her feel the hurt that you are feeling. It just will always backfire. You need to remain calm and very collected. If you can, I always advise for you to take out the emotional attachment. It makes the whole situation a lot easier to deal with and stops you making a fool out of yourself if you do get too upset or angry. You don't have to respond straight away, just accept the outcome, exhale, let go of the pain, but remain grateful for the experience, and then you can reply. Okay, let's talk about cutting off all contact. You don't need to instantly block them on social media, as I kind of feel blocking is a little immature. You simply just remove them from social media and you refuse to entertain any form of communication with them. This means you save yourself a ton of heartache in case they do pop up on your newsfeed with a new partner and it stops you thinking, what if she was the one that got away? And if the girl gets back in touch down the road, depending on the reasons that she rejected you, of course, will depict if you should entertain her again. However, if you both mutually feel the same, that maybe we are just better off as friends, then you can stay friends on social media. But it depends on how you both feel and how much emotional investment there was. You don't always have to say, let's be friends. If it's going to hurt you keeping her in your life, then cut her off and just focus on your healing. This is hard to do, but try to not take it personally. Of course, easier said than done, but you are allowed to feel low for a while after the rejection, but that doesn't mean that you have to keep dragging it out for many, many months. Reflect on what you did. If you can, use this opportunity for growth. Think about how you could have done things a lot differently. Did you ignore some red flags, or did you grow in the process? Did you realize rejection was a good thing? Maybe you are successful on getting dates, but none of them make it to date 2, so obviously, do a little bit of thinking and realize what's going wrong. Do not beg. If someone gives you the rejection message, it means that they have put a lot of thought in it before they did so. So please respect this decision and do not beg her for another chance. And if you do feel hurt by the rejection, that's okay. And I get it, you want to have a second chance. You want to fight for it. But first, you need to act like you are not distraught. Respect her decision and then say, I don't agree with it, but walk away anyway. If she feels she wants to work it out and she sees that maybe she does really like you, when she does come back, it increases the chance of her getting back with you, because begging just turns people off. Be prepared for rejection. It happens to the best of us. In times when we never expected it to happen, it's going to happen. So always be prepared. And when you understand that even the nicest person has once been rejected, well, at least once or twice, it makes the situation a lot less painful. Except that sometimes you are not a good fit for someone for reasons unknown, but that doesn't mean that you are any less of an amazing person. Please do not make a thing of it on social media. This is so common, and I'm talking from an own experience that I saw with my old little eyes. A guy who was a friend of a friend was rejected by a girl after a couple of dates, and then he uploaded an image of him and her onto Instagram with the caption, "She is lovely, but we decided to be friends." Now, if you don't feel the secondhand embarrassment like I did, then you need to ask yourself if this is actually acceptable, healthy behavior. It's awkward and very controlling, and lets the world know that this guy had an attachment trauma that he needs to deal with. Now, a very common thing you will see is people will instantly change their Facebook profile statuses and then slander that person in the comments. And yeah, I get it, you are hurting, but that doesn't mean you have to air out your dirty laundry. You always learn a lot about yourself and your own problems and things that you can offer in a relationship just from having a small little relationship with someone. So if they do reject you, please try to think of ways that maybe you can prevent this from happening again. As we get to the end of a relationship, we start to think about the start of the relationship, and that's when things pop up into our head and we think, hang on a second, this person said that they were this and that, but then when I met them in real life, they weren't. So this lets you actually have a better radar of qualifying people to make sure that you are dating people that are of high value and someone that ticks many of the boxes that you have on your leads of what a partner needs to have and what they are doing to grow. And wow, we made it to the end of the video. If you like this video, give us a huge thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. It will make my day. And you can even go one step further and get your name up on our super fan board. These are some amazing people that actually support the channel every single month. And if you want to know more about that, then click the description box below to find out some more. Have an amazing day. See you soon.